Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is your Plane Hunter Brian with BG Aviation Videos, back with the return of the Ceiba fictional model airport. This time, it's going on different because this is a temporary version of it. Starting here, we have this McDonald's Happy Meal box acting as the temporary terminal for Spirit Airlines. Starting here, we have this Spirit Airlines Airbus A320 that came in from Boston, and let's say it'll be heading out to JFK in just a few minutes. Next up, we have the Spirit Airlines Airbus A320neo that just came in from Orlando, and then we'll be heading out to Tampa. Next, we have the Spirit Airbus A321neo that came in from Fort Lauderdale, and then it'll be heading back out to Fort Lauderdale. Next, we have a recently retired aircraft, this Spirit Airbus A319, that just came in from Miami, and let's say it'll be heading out to Newark. Next, we have a Daron aircraft. We have this Spirit Airbus A320 that just came in from, let's say, Houston Intercontinental, and then it'll be heading out to Fort Myers. Now, following up with the JetBlue and Southwest terminal, we're going to start off in the JetBlue half. We have this JetBlue Airbus A320 that just came in from Tampa, and then we'll be heading back out to Tampa. Now, we have another JetBlue A320, but this one came in from Fort Lauderdale, and then we'll be heading out to White Plains, New York. Now we have this JetBlue A321 in the Prism Tail that just came in from New York John F. Kennedy Airport, and then we'll be heading out to Boston Logan. Now, following up with the Southwest half of this terminal, we have this Southwest Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the EMUA 1 livery that just came in from Houston Hobby, and then we'll be heading out to Dallas Love Field. Following up, we have this Southwest Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the Canyon Blue livery. This one came in from Orlando, and then it'll be heading out to Tampa. Now, following up, we have this Southwest Boeing 737-800 in the Freedom 1 livery that just came in from Fort Lauderdale, and then it'll be heading out to New York LaGuardia. Now I have this Southwest Boeing 737-800 in the Heart 1 livery that just came in from Tampa, and then it'll be heading out to Chicago Midway. And taxiing for departure, we have this Southwest Boeing 737-700 in the California 1 livery, which will be heading out to Denver. Now, following up with the international terminal, we have 3 airlines here, which are the only 3 that currently operate at this airport. Starting off, we have this Emirates Airbus A350-900 that just came in from Dubai, and then we'll be heading back out of Dubai. We have this Japan Airlines Boeing 747-400, which took off from Tokyo Haneda Airport and made a fuel stop in San Francisco, so it means this plane obviously came from San Francisco. Now, in just 5 hours, it'll be taking off, but heading to Tokyo Narita, but with a fuel stop in LAX. I have this Emirates Airbus A380 that took off from Dubai, but made a fuel stop at Rome Fiumicino Airport, so this aircraft obviously came in from Rome. Then, it'll be heading back out to Dubai, but with a fuel stop in Milan, Italy. Next up, we have this Emirates Boeing 777X that came in from Dubai, and then we'll be heading out to Abu Dhabi. And next up here, we have this Lufthansa Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner that just came in from Munich, and then we'll be heading out to Frankfurt. Alright, now following up with the Allegiant and Frontier operations, we have this Frontier Airbus A321 in the Spot the Jaguar livery, which came to us from Orlando, and then we'll be heading out to, let's say, Denver. We'll be heading out to Denver. Have this Frontier A320neo in the Flo de Flamingo livery, which came to us from Tampa, and then we'll be heading out to Port of Spain in Trinidad. I have this Frontier Airbus A320neo in the Poppy the Prairie Dog livery. Let's say this plane came in from Newark, and then we'll be heading out to Miami. Now we have this Allegiant Airbus A319, which came to us from Orlando Sanford Airport, and then in just 1 hour it'll be heading back out to Orlando Sanford. Alright, now following up with the American and Delta operations, we're going to start off in the American side. We have this American Boeing 777-200ER, which came to us from Miami, and then we'll be heading out to Dallas-Fort Worth. Now we have this American Boeing 737 MAX 8, which came to us from Chicago O'Hare, and then we'll be heading out to New York JFK. Now, invading the terminal, we have this Sun Country Boeing 737-800, which came to us from Minneapolis, and then it'll be heading out to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Following up, we have this Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300ER, which came to us from New York John F. Kennedy Airport, and then we'll be heading out to Detroit, Michigan. Now I have this Delta Boeing 757-200, which came to us from its usual route from Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson Airport, and then we'll be heading back out to Atlanta. Now we have this Delta Boeing 737-800 with the Atlanta Braves sticker, which came to us from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and then we'll be heading out to JFK. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, following up with the busiest terminal here at Ceiba, we're going to start off with this Copa Airlines Boeing 737-800, which came to us from Panama City, and then we'll be heading out to San Jose, Costa Rica. Now, following up with United, the busiest airline at this airport, we have this Boeing 787-A Dreamliner, which came to us from San Francisco, and then we'll be heading out to LAX. Following up, we have this Boeing 777-200ER, came to us from LAX, and then we'll be heading out to San Francisco. We have another Boeing 777-200ER, which came to us from Chicago O'Hare, and then we'll be heading out to Houston Intercontinental. Now we have this United Boeing 737 MAX 9 with the merger colors, which came to us from Houston Intercontinental, and then we'll be heading out to Newark. Following up, we have this Boeing 737 MAX 9 in the Evo blue colors, which came to us from Newark, and then we'll be heading out to Washington Dulles. At this Boeing 737-900ER and Boeing 737-900ER, which came to us from Washington Dulles, and then it'll be heading out to Chicago O'Hare. Have this Boeing 737 MAX 10, but in the Boeing house colors, which came to us from Chicago O'Hare, and then we'll be heading out to Denver. Now we have this Boeing 737 MAX 8, which came to us from Denver. Alright, and now moving on to the cargo operations, we have this Cargolux Boeing 747-400 freighter, which came to us from Luxembourg, and then we'll be heading back out to Luxembourg. Next up, we have this FedEx Boeing 767-300 freighter, which came to us from Memphis, and then we'll be heading back out to Memphis. We have another FedEx Boeing 767-300 freighter. This one came from Miami, and then we'll be heading out to Newark. Next up, we have this UPS Boeing 747-400 freighter, which came to us from Louisville, and then we'll be heading back out to Louisville. And now we have this Atlas Air / Apex Logistics Boeing 747-8 freighter. This is the last 747 ever built, which this one came to us from Miami, and then it will be heading out to Jacksonville, Florida. Continuing with the cargo operations, we have this former United Cargo, now Caleta Air Boeing 737-900ER freighter, which this plane came to us from Memphis, and then we'll be heading out to Cincinnati, Ohio. Now over here we have this Eastern Boeing 767-300ER. Let's say it came in from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then we'll be heading out to Miami. Now continuing with the U.S. Air Force operations, we're going to start off here with this Lockheed C-5 Galaxy, which turns out it came from Charleston. Now I have this random little aircraft here, which we have 3 of those. Let's say this one came in from Ramey Air Force Base in Aguadilla, along with these other 2 planes. Have a U.S. Air Force F-16. Let's say this one came to us from the McCord Air Force Base. Now we have this Mississippi ANG C-17 Globemaster. Let's say it had originally departed Mercedita Airport in Ponce for Charleston, South Carolina, and then departed Charleston and came here. So, this concludes the first airport update of 2025 of the Ceiba Roosevelt Roads fictional model airport. Stay tuned for more updates, and this will be all for now.